Hello students, today we are going to see one simple program on static class members, and then I have given you two examples, a complete executable code, self-explanatory codes are there along with their problem statements. So I want you to go through them on your own, and if you find any doubt, any problem, then you can contact me anytime. Let us just start with today's topic. Today's topic is extremely simple. I will be discussing only one program in today's topic, but let us just make it rigorous thing. What did we learn in previous part is that what exactly static class members are. What are static class members? Static class members are those class members who are shared amongst all the objects of the class. See, a variable is called as a static variable or a class variable or a static field only if it is shared by all the objects of a class. In other words, if one object of a class makes changes in static variable, then the rest of the objects will get an exact change which the previous object have incorporated. That means if any one object changes the value, that changed value is reflected amongst every other object. So that is what a class variable or a static variable is. Now what exactly is a static method? A static method is a method which works only on static members. Now why is that so? Because static members exist even when no object of the class exists. We know when do we create an object of a class, what do? We create a copy of a class and we assign it to an object. Is it not? When we create an object, we assign a new copy of a class to an object. So number of objects create number of copies of class. Is it not? When we create a static variable, that static variable is a shared instance among all these objects. Correct? And static class member exists even when no object of the class exists. That means even before creating and instantiating an object, you are allowed to use a static variable or a static member. Correct? So if my method is static and if I am calling that method even before creation of an object, then is it possible that non-static members will be working in that method? No. Logically no. So a static method is that method which contains only static variables in it. Correct? Why? Because static members exist even when no objects of the class exist, and we want our method to be executed even before creation of copy of class. Correct? So that is the reason we will be putting only static members in static method. If we try to put non-static members in static method, it will be giving a compilation error. Correct? The next important thing which we have studied in previous portion is static variable have class scope. That means a complete public scope has been given to a static variable. It can be accessed anywhere within the class. Correct? So we have seen these things, then we have seen an example of fighting, then we have seen an example of math.py, then we have seen why this reference cannot be used in static variable, because it is a shared variable and this reference is used for a current instance. Correct? So if the variable is shared, then this reference is completely illogical with respect to it. Correct? So we have seen all these things in previous section. Today we are going to see how static variables and static members work. For that, one simple program is given over there. The program says you have to create a class savings account, then use a static variable by the name annual interest rate to store annual interest rate for all account holders. So things will be at most simple. Public class savings account, open curly bracket, then we will be doing something like private static int or private static double annual interest rate, semicolon, something of that sort we can do. Then next point says what you have to do. Each object of a class contains a private instance variable saving balance, including amount the saver currently has on deposit. That means you have another private variable called as savings balance. Done. And what will it have? The savings balance will have the amount saver wants to deposit. Simple, no big deal. In next part, what we are going to do, we are going to provide a method calculate monthly interest, to calculate the monthly interest by multiplying saving balance by annual interest rate divided by 12. This interest should be added to saving balance. That means what we are going to do, we are going to provide a method by the name calculate monthly interest. Whatever deposit the user has made in savings balance, that will be multiplied by annual interest rate and divided by 12. That amount will be added with savings balance, and then the final value will be displayed. It is as simple as that. It's simple arithmetic. You have two variables, you have to take first variable, multiply it by the second variable, divide it by 12, take the final value and just system.out.println it. No big deal. Next thing is provide a static method modify interest rate that sets annual interest rate to a new value. Now this is what we want to focus on. Provide a static method. That means what? Public static modify interest rate, something of that sort we will be writing. And what does this method do? It sets the annual interest rate to new value. That means annual interest rate equal to some new value that we have to do in that method. Correct? Then you have to write a program to test class. That means we have to create another test class, test a saving account, something of that sort. And then we will be creating two different objects, saver 1, saver 2, and we will be passing two different deposit amounts as well, 2000 and 3000. After that we will be changing annual interest rate to 4%. Let us just assume that initially it was 3% and we will be, or let us just assume initially we will set it for 4% and then we will be incrementing it for 5% for month's interest. That means we will be creating one value with 4% as an interest rate and we will be creating another value with 5% as an interest rate for both the objects, saver 1 and saver 2, for both the deposits, $2,000 and $3,000 respectively. Correct? So now let us go one by one and let us just see how program works out. Let us just see. First point, create class savings account. How does it look like? Simple. First line of your program, public class savings account. Done? No big deal. Let us just see what second point tells you. Use a static variable annual interest rate. So we have to create one static variable by the name annual interest rate. Done? Let us see how that thing has been done. Private static double annual interest rate. Private is the scope of variable. Static, why? Because we are asked to do that, make that variable static. Double is the data type of variable, the type of value which it is going to use, and the name is annual interest rate equal to 0.0f. So we have initialized it to 0. No big deal. Done. Let us go for next point, third point. Each object of class contains a private instance variable. That means in a class we need to use one simple private instance variable. By what name? By name savings balance, indicating the amount the saver currently has to deposit. Correct? So let us just go and let us see how second variable, third line is used. Private double savings balance, again initialized to 0. So up to this part no rocket science has been involved. What you have asked to do, simply you are doing it, creating a class, creating one static variable, creating one non-static variable. Both variables are made private, both variables have same data type, that is double, both are initialized to 0. Done? So no rocket science involved, no big deal. Now the actual program starts. What we need to do, we need to provide, point number 4, we need to provide a method calculate monthly interest. And what does that method do? Calculate monthly interest method क्या काम करेगा? To calculate monthly interest by multiplying variable 1 by variable 2 divided by 12 and just returning the value. Done? So for that I am creating one method by what name? Where is it? Calculate monthly interest. Have you seen that? Yes. So public void calculate monthly interest. Why I have written it void? Because I don't want the method to return anything. Done? And what I did? I simply did saving balance multiplied by annual interest rate whole divided by 12, and that is added to previous value of saving balance. So in a simple line what I have written, savings balance equal to savings balance plus bracket open savings balance multiplied by annual interest rate divided by 12. So no big deal. The method has already been done. Pakka? Okay. Now what? Now provide a static method modify interest rate. That means we have to create one static method by the name modify interest rate that sets annual interest rate to a new value. Correct? So let us just see. Where is modify interest rate? There it is. Public static void modify interest rate. So my method is now first method which I am creating of static. Correct? And what does it do? It accepts a new value and reinitialize annual interest rate to new value. Done? So just like we have seen, your static method should work only on static members. Correct? So this method only works on a single variable, that too a static variable. Done? So what we are doing, we are passing one value to it with new interest rate. If we are checking whether new interest rate is greater than 0 or not, if new interest rate is greater than 0, then we are reassigning annual interest rate to that. Else we are simply printing interest rate must be greater than 0. No big deal. Correct? So up to this point, what the problem statement has said, we are doing it. Correct? Okay. Now before moving forward, let us just see what other things we need to do. First thing is our static variable and our savings balance, second variable, both are private. That simply means to access these variable outside the class, we need to be using setGet methods. So we are simply using a set method, set savings balance, which accepts a value and initializes your saving balance. So in one line, set method has been given. Done. We are providing one constructor as well. Why do we require one constructor? Savings balance account, savings account, because while creating an object, you are passing a value to it. First time you will be passing, let us say 2000. Second time you will be passing 3000. So we require a constructor as well. See, you can use either constructor or set. The program uses both. It is completely in your hand what to use at what point of time. Done. So if I have a set method, I must give get methods to it as well. So I will be giving a get method for savings balance. So public double get savings balance, and it will be simply returning the current instance of savings balance, second method given in this slide. Done. Then I will be getting another get method for my static variable. So how do I get that? So public static double get annual interest rate, return annual interest rate. Mind well, if I am creating a get method for a non-static variable, my get method will be non-static. If I am creating a get method for my static variable, my get method will be static. See, can you see the difference between the last two methods for get savings balance and get annual interest rate? Get annual interest rate is static, whereas get saving balance is non-static. Correct? So this is the part which we are going to focus on. For static variables, we will be using static methods. For non-static variables, we will be using non-static method. In static method, let us just make it a rule that we will never be using a non-static variable. Clear? So up to this part, what we did, we simply did what we were asked to. We have created one savings account class. We have created two variables, both private, both double, one static, one non-static. Done. Then we have created one method. Let us just name that. What was the name of method? Monthly interest. In that monthly interest, we multiplied savings balance and annual interest rate, divided that thing by 12, added that value to savings balance, and simply put it there. Correct? We have created another method to change interest rate, modify interest rate. Correct? So that modify interest rate is a static method which accepts a value from main program, checks whether that is greater than 0 or not, reinitializes your variable, and then if it is false or if the validity does not hold, then it throws an exception. So simple. Up to this part we have done this thing, so no big deal. Now we are going to test whether we have whatever we have done is in working state or not. So what is required? You have to write a program to test savings account. So let us simply create a test class, that is test a saving account, public class test saving account, that we want to do. In that, what we are expected to do, we are expected to instantiate two saving accounts objects, saver 1 and saver 2, and with balance of 2000 and 3000. So we have a constructor, we can create object, and while creating an object we will be passing two values as well. So let us just see how that thing looks like. Correct? So this is my test class, and let us just open it. Public static void main string args, a simple main method, just to call all the methods present in there. We will be creating two objects, saver 1 and saver 2. So savings account saver 1, savings account saver 2 equal to new savings account 2000 equal to new savings account 3000. So no big deal, nothing. What we did, we simply created two objects, passed two values. These two values will go to a constructor. Just see here in constructor, okay, here in this constructor, what constructor will do, constructor will just assign those value, or constructor will just call setBalance method, and setBalance will simply assign that value to your variable savings balance. Done. So savings balance for saver 1 is 2000, savings balance for saver 2 is 3000. As good as that. Done. Okay, then comes the big part. Savings account dot modify interest rate 0.04f. Now what exactly we are doing it? See, I have created two objects, saver 1 and saver 2. I could have called that by using saver 1 dot modify interest rate or saver 2 dot modify interest rate as well. But as this method is static, I can call this method simply by the class name as well. So I will be calling this method by class name. What does this method do? ये मेथड क्या काम करेगा? Simply what does this method do? वो 0.04f जो आपको दिया गया है, that 0.04f will be passed to new interest rate. It will be checked whether it is greater than 0 or not. Yes, it is greater than 0. So annual interest rate is initialized to 0.04. Done. So annual interest rate is initialized to 4%. Done. Okay. Next thing, system.out.printf saver 1 initial balance is 2 string and saver 2 initial balance is 2 string. That simply means you are simply printing the saver 1's initial balance 2000, saver 2's initial balance 3000. Done. Again, no big deal. Then for int I equal to 0, I less than 12, I plus plus, that means you will be implementing a loop starting from first month to the 12th month. And what exactly you are doing? Saver 1 dot calculate monthly interest. So 2000 plus 2000 multiplied by 0.04 divided by 12. That value is first value. Again, you will be using a loop 12 times. Of course, you have seen that. So you will be repeating this process 12 times for saver 1. You will be repeating the same process for saver 2 with 3000 as initial balance. Done. So what will happen after the execution of loop? After the termination of loop, saver 1 and saver 2 will have some values present with them. Correct? Okay. Now what we are going to do? We are simply printing the values of saver 1 and values of saver 2. No big deal. Now we are changing interest rate. How do we change interest rate? Again, by using modify interest rate. Done. So I will be calling again savings account dot modify interest rate. It will be 0.05f. So previously it was 0.04. Now it is 0.05. Again, I will be calculating monthly interest. Done. So how will monthly interest will be calculated? Monthly interest will be calculated again with previous balance multiplied by 0.05 whole divided by 12 plus previous balance. Done. So new value will be generated and that new value will be printed over here. Done. So just what I want you to do right now is, okay, this is the end of program. Now what I want you to do is, I want you to just copy this code, paste it in your IDE and test as it is. Then change the values. Correct? Next time I want you to call savings account dot modify interest rate by using saver 1 dot modify interest rate, saver 2 dot modify interest rate, and see the change in output. There will not be a change in output because the method is static. I want you to do that. I want you to check exactly what is happening, and then you will be understanding the actual working of static classes. Done. So this is how static classes are dealt with or worked with. The very next topic is extremely simple, that we have seen in data structure classes, first unit of data structure classes, that is ADT, that is creation of user defined data types. So this same program I'll be repeating, let us just say, not exactly repeating, we have seen that in C programming, here we are going to see this in Java programming, but the basic logic is simple. We are using this with a few bits of modifications. So this slide number 61 gives you the instruction how exactly you are going to proceed for it, and slide number 63 onwards the complete program is given. The same process is repeated for another one, that is complex number operations also. So we have seen rational number and complex number operations previously in previous semester, and we have seen the basic Java programming to implement the rational number and complex number for this semester. So I want you to go through these two programs on your own, try to understand this, try to execute them as they are, and if you find any problem, you will ping me, you can ping me any point of time. So we will be stopping here itself. I think this is the end of our unit number 5. If you have any doubts, any queries, you can always ask me. I am planning to take an MCQ test based on unit number 5, and I will be declaring dates soon. So but before that, let us just finish this unit, and if possible I will be conducting another activity like this for explaining these two portions. Let us just see how things work out. But even if I don't post a video regarding the explanation of these two programs, I can very well vouch for you people that you are mature enough to understand these two concepts, these two programs on your own. So all the best and thank you.